And then make sure you're muted out, Julie. And then you can start your music. And then go ahead and settle down on your back. And this morning, I would invite you to take Shavasana to get started. If that doesn't feel good, you can bend your knees a little bit to take some of the pressure out of your low back. And if that doesn't feel good, then obviously just take the shape that really works for you this morning. But wherever you settle, take a deep, full breath in, the biggest breath that you've taken today, all the way down into the very, very pit of your belly. Hold the breath there. And then open up your mouth and just let that go. And one more big cleansing breath, just like that, filling all the way up to the belly. And then let that go. And then for these first few minutes, taking these first few minutes to simply arrive in this space and just follow your breath as it travels into every little crevice, little space in the body. Maybe give it some light, some color this morning. And notice how it fills the body and these tiny reactions happen within our body as we breathe. And as you continue to breathe, now draw all of the attention to the space around your heart. And just notice how the breath fills the cavity, the chest cavity around your heart. And again, maybe giving it some color, some light energy here as you just notice. And in this week that pretty much kicks off our holiday season for a lot of us, I invite you to practice from a place of gratitude this morning. And that's a word sometimes that I feel like is overused. People kind of throw it around and they're only focused on the good things when they're thinking about gratitude, which makes sense when you think about the definition of the word. But with gratitude, we can also use gratitude to connect to the difficult obstacles and the challenges that we have in our lives. Finding that glimmer of good in everything that comes our way. So I would invite you to dedicate your practice this morning. And this could be with gratitude for something that brings you joy, some person that brings you joy, some event. Or maybe the shift here is to find gratitude for a person or event or obstacle that you wouldn't necessarily be thankful for. But I would invite you to find that little glimmer of good this morning, and then continue to just fill up into your heart space, the breath surrounding the heart with all the goodness of that person, that object, that event. And then send that goodness back out. Now take a deep breath in. As you exhale, hug one knee in and then the other. Begin to rock a bit from side to side. Roll your ankles, roll your hips. Just gentle movements to get started here. And take a breath in. As you exhale, just set the left sole of foot to the ground. Hug the right knee into your chest. Draw it just a little bit to the outside of your ribs, just to open the hip a little bit on the inside here. And now find a half happy baby. Catch the big toe, the outer edge of the right foot, and then you can move the leg here. You don't have to sit still with the knee just drawing down towards the earth. If you want to open and close or twist a little bit, go for it. And take a breath in. As you exhale, release the right foot to the ground. Hug the left knee into your chest, and same thing, just draw it to the outside of your left ribs. Just for a moment. And take a breath in. As you exhale, find your half happy baby, left big toe, left outer edge of your foot. And again, you can open and close, move. And breath in. As you exhale, release the left foot to the ground. Take your feet mat width apart. Open your arms really wide. And then just let your knees fall here from side to side. Maybe spending a little bit of time on each side just to press the hip flexors open to stretch through your quads. And breath in. As you exhale, hug the knees back into your chest. Rock and roll a few times the length of your spine. And then just come up to an easy seat. Bring the right leg to the top or to the front, however your easy seat looks this morning. And sit really tall. Take an inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Lift your chin even towards the ceiling. Spread your fingers wide. As you exhale, right hand comes to the ground by your hip. Reach the left arm over your ear. Look up at your left elbow if that would feel good in your neck. Inhale, reach the left fingertips over the ear. Exhale, switch sides. Left hand by the hip. Reach the right arm across. Take an inhale. Exhale one more time, opposite direction. That lateral stretch, left arm reaches overhead. Breath. Exhale, switch sides. Now, as you draw back through center, take an inhale, and then we're going to twist left. So your right hand comes by your hip, left hand comes across to that right thigh. Take a deep inhale, lift right from the base of your spine, and then exhale, look back over your right shoulder. Breath in. Exhale it out. Now inhale, sweep the arms back through center, reach overhead. Exhale, take a fold forward here. Let the forehead get heavy. Maybe wiggle out your jaw. Notice the right hip, the right glute. And now inhale, just sit back up and unwind the legs. Send the left leg to top or out front. Resettle the hips. And then use an inhale, reach arms overhead. Big full breath to lengthen the spine. Now exhale, twist left. Left hand by your hip, right hand on your left thigh. And again, press down through your sit bones. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, look back over your left shoulder. Now inhale, sweep back through center, reach the arms overhead. As you exhale, take that fold forward. And then just noticing here the difference in the left hip and how it feels. And now inhale, just slowly rise. You're going to unwind your legs and just shimmy over into a tabletop from here. And take a few rounds of cat-cows or maybe hip shifts from side to side. But just wring out the spine, roll it out in this shape. Then find your neutral spine. Tuck your toes under, press up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet, shimmy your hips from side to side. And as you drop the hips maybe from side to side, just notice how your lats stretch. Breathe. Now take a deep breath in. As you exhale, feet hip width apart, walk your hands back to your feet. Find your ragdoll at the back of your mat. Grab opposite elbows, bend your knees, let a little bit of opening come into your hamstrings here. Get really heavy through the tip top of your head. Sway. And take a breath in. As you exhale, release fingertips to the mat. Inhale, palms to shins, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward, fold. Inhale, rise. Full breath here. Reach the arms overhead, spread the fingers wide. And then on the exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk the hands forward, find a downward facing dog. So press through every knuckle of your hands, lift out of your shoulders, maybe sink and drop the heels again here. And then bend both knees, look between your hands, walker step, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. On the exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, walker step, top of mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On this exhale, take your left leg back. Just find a runner's lunge here. Drop through your belly just a little bit, lift through your chest, just to get a little bit of opening into that right hip or left hip flexor. And take a breath in. As you exhale, step forward, top of mat. Inhale, slowly rise, one vertebrae at a time. Spread the shoulders really wide and then reach the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, right foot steps back, runner's lunge, left knee stacked here. Again, drop that right hip flexor, lift your belly, or drop your belly, lift your chest just a little bit, just to get a little bit of heat there. And take a breath in. On the exhale, step forward. Inhale, slowly rise, one vertebrae at a time again here. Big full breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. And on an inhale, right leg reaches to sky, three-legged dog. On the exhale, bend your knee, open your hip, find scorpion. Then I want you to make big circles in the hip. Just roll it out. Breath in. Exhale, right toes to the mat. Inhale, left leg to sky. Exhale, bend the knee, find your scorpion again, send that left knee to ceiling, and then find some big circles just to ring out the hip. Now take a breath there. Exhale, down dog. Bend both knees, look forward, walker step, top of mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. As you exhale, sink into chair. Weights back in your heels, lift your chest just a little bit. And notice if your knees are shearing forward, send them back in the direction of your ankles. Find one focal point. Now press down into the right foot, lift the left knee, standing knee raise. When you get to the top of the standing knee raise, get really tall. Take a breath in. As you exhale, open left knee out to the side, bring your left hand to the inside of your left thigh or your knee, and then reach the right arm out to the side in line with your shoulder. Maybe send your gaze over your right thumb to test your balance here. Big breath in. As you exhale, bring the gaze back forward, then move into tree. So you can guide your leg. Tree can be up on your thigh, or the left foot can be down on your calf, or left toes even on the ground, but not on your knee. Your choice with your hands, maybe hands at heart center, you can reach the arm overhead, your choice. So just a couple breaths just to be still to acknowledge the strength in your legs here. Now take a deep, full breath in. As you exhale, you can use your hand again, guide your left leg back into warrior two. Right toes are at 12 o'clock, left edge of that back foot parallel to the back edge of the mat. And then you can kind of wiggle a little bit to settle in to this warrior two here. Reach the arms nice and wide. Flip the front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Right arm reaches to the back of the room. Then take your left hand, wrap it around your low back. Catch your right hip point at the front. Sink the right knee forward. Take another deep, full breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. Right arm to thigh. Now you can keep this bind in the shoulders if you'd like, or unwind and just make some big circles in that left arm overhead. Take a deep, full breath in. As you exhale, unwind, runner's lunge, top of the mat. Again, drop the belly, lift your gaze just slightly. Full breath in. On the exhale, step forward, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. On the exhale, sink into chair. Your last one for today. Toes are at 12 o'clock. You should be able to wiggle your toes even because the weight is shifted back into your heels. Tiny little tuck in your tailbone, lift your gaze. Now press down into the left sole of foot. Inhale, right knee rises, reach through fingertips. Pause here, just getting really strong in that standing leg. The left glutes engaged. Big breath in. Exhale, open right knee out to the side, right hand to the inside of your thigh. Take the left arm out in line with your left shoulder. Maybe look out beyond that left thumb. Full breath in. Exhale, draw your gaze back to the front, and then use your right hand to guide your leg into tree. Your shape of choice with your arms. But press the left leg into the right foot as the right foot presses back. And then just get really still. And take a breath in. As you exhale, you can use your right hand or not, but take that right leg, step it all the way back, warrior two. And then just settle in. Sweep the arms nice and wide. Press that left knee out over your left ankle and then press it towards your pinky toe instead of letting it collapse in. Spread your fingers wide. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior. Reach for the back of the room, sink the left knee forward, and now take that right arm and just bind it around your low back. A little bit of a pec shoulder opener with that. Full breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. You can keep that bind of the right arm or just unwind it and maybe make some big circles to roll it out. And then reach the right arm overhead. Big full breath in. As you exhale, frame the front foot, find a runner's lunge, should close down the hips. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step forward, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Draw your hands through heart center, pause. Gaze at fingertips, close down the eyes. And again, just allow the breath, concentrate on the breath, filling up that space around your heart. Coming back to that point of gratitude that you identified at the beginning of class. Now inhale, sweep arms overhead. As you exhale forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back, runner's lunge. Drop your belly, lift your gaze. Take a breath in. Exhale, press straight through that right leg, wide pyramid. Just stay here for a breath. We're gonna warm into this. Use an inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, sink back to your runner's lunge. Take an inhale. Exhale, press it back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink. On this next one, we'll stay in pyramid so you can adjust your feet. Take a big breath in. Exhale, press straight through that right leg and maybe skip the left foot up. Hips are in line so you can reach back and feel your sacrum and draw that left hip point in line with the right. You can continue to lengthen through spine and use the exhales to just completely release here. Breathe into the tightness that may be in your hamstring, in your calf. Take another inhale here. As you exhale, release the forehead. Walk your hands to the inside of your right foot. Just turn your toes to come into your wide leg forward folds. And you can kind of wiggle your feet a little bit wider. Just turning the big toes towards one another to pigeon toe just a little bit. Shift your weight. Wiggle out your neck, shake out your shoulders. Just get really heavy through the crown of your head here. Now take an inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, just shift your right hand under your heart just a bit here and then reach the left arm to the ceiling. Find a twist. If you want to bend into the left knee a little bit, you can do that. Otherwise, take a deeper twist and opening the chest to the back of the room. Draw that right hip point to the front. Another breath in. Exhale, unwind here. Inhale, lengthen spine halfway. On the exhale, just walk the hands forward, toes come back to 12 o'clock, sink into that right knee. And then I want you to wiggle the right foot all the way to the right edge of your mat. Set the left leg down, finding lizard lunge here. So keep the right knee at 12 o'clock initially here. Just drop through your hips a little bit, lift your chest. When you hug the right knee towards your shoulder, you're getting a really deep inner thigh stretch. So I just want you to breathe into this lizard lunge. We'll come into our twist and we'll open up in just a moment here. But just a few breaths to settle in. Now take a deep full inhale. As you exhale, drop open to the blade edge of the right foot. You can take your left hand really wide, and then right hand comes to the fleshy part of the inner thigh. You can press out even as you draw the knee back, just slightly. And breathe here. And we'll take just a couple more breaths. Full inhale. As you exhale, draw the knee back to 12 o'clock. Hands come back through center. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Now step wide to the front of the mat. Find your rag doll. But this time, interlace your hands at the base of your skull. A little bit of traction through your back. Knees can still be bent, but crown of head, elbows are really heavy. And take a breath in. As you exhale, release fingertips to the mat and then inhale, slowly roll one vertebrae at a time. Spread your shoulders really wide. Come all the way up to a stand, reach arms overhead. Full breath in. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, step right foot back. Find your runner's lunge. So you might need to wiggle that left foot more towards the middle of the mat so that you can frame the front foot. And then we'll move a little bit into warming for the pyramid here. Take an inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, press straight through the left leg. Inhale, lengthen spine, and then exhale, sink back into your runner's lunge. Breath in, exhale, press it back. Take an inhale, exhale, sink back, runner's lunge. On this next one, we'll stay in pyramid for several breaths. So exhale, straighten through the left leg. Adjust your feet if you'd like to narrow out. And then again, reach back to your hips. You want your hips in line. And just continue to breathe into this left hamstring. Now take an inhale, lengthen spine. As you exhale, walk the hands to the inside of your left foot. Find your wide leg forward fold again. But I'd invite you this time to walk your hands through your feet. So your fingertips are going to face the left edge of your mat. And then as you do that, I want you just to draw like you're dragging your hands and notice how your hips shift even further forward. Shake out your neck, wiggle your jaw. Your legs might shake a little bit. And now draw the hands under your heart. Inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, left hand under heart, and then twist open towards the back of your mat. Right arm reaches up. So your spine stays really nice and long here. Another full breath in. Exhale, unwind back through center. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, find lizard lunge at the top of the mat. So again, you're gonna wiggle that left foot really wide on your mat. Left knee is still stacked over ankle. And then set the right foot to the ground. Hands on the inside of your foot and hug the left knee to your left tricep. And breathe. Now take another breath in. As you exhale, draw open, drop to the left edge, blade edge of your left foot. Keep the left ankle nice and flexed. Right hand can come wide, draw the left hand to the inside of your left thigh. Heart is open here, so you're not collapsing down towards the ground. Press up out of that right shoulder. And continue to breathe here. Another breath in. Exhale back through center, toes back to 12 o'clock. Tuck the right toes under and step forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, slowly roll all the way to standing. Reach the arms overhead. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, just slide forward into your high plank and then set your knees down. Lower all the way to belly. Take your hands off the edges of your mat. Press your finger pads down into the ground, so lift your palms away. Toenails on the mat. Now inhale, lift your chest. As you exhale, drop the right shoulder, look over your left for your little twist. And I really want you to draw that right shoulder in the direction of the ground to stretch out your shoulder. Now inhale, come back through center. Exhale, twist left or twist right. Drop the left shoulder. And then just follow your breath for a few rounds, just like that. Using the exhale to twist. And the inhale to come back through center. Now come back through center. Plant the hands back under your shoulders. Press up to tabletop from here. And then just wiggle out the spine, wring it out to each direction. And find your neutral spine. Slide the right toes behind you on the earth. Find your calf stretch here. Press the right heel towards the ground. And take a breath in. As you exhale, step the right foot over the left. Look over your left shoulder, stretch through the right ribs here. And draw back through center, find a modified side plank. So pivot your left foot, draw the right heel in line with your right hip at the back of your mat, and then reach the right fingertips over your head. Now I want you to reach them over your ear and really stretch through side body. Press that right hip point up to the ceiling. Now take a deep breath in. As you exhale, come back to tabletop. And again, you can wring it out. And now slide the left leg behind you. Press the left heel towards the ground, stretch it out. And breath in. As you exhale, step left foot over right, look over your right shoulder. Again, take that stretch through the left side body here. Now come back through center, find your modified side plank, pivot that right foot to 90 degrees, left sole of foot on the ground, and then reach the left arm over your head, stretching through the left side of your body. And breath in. Exhale, come back to tabletop. And again, wring out your spine if that would feel good. And then take the big toes together, knees wide, press your hips down and back, find a child's pose. Lengthen through the spine here, reach the fingertips towards the front of the mat, and then just let your arms rest. And take a breath in. As you exhale, slide the right arm through, thread the needle, right ear, right cheek comes to the mat. The left arm can stay out front or it can wrap around your low back. Unwind back through center. Big breath in. And then exhale, reach that left arm through, left ear, left cheek to the mat. And now unwind back through center. Press your knuckles, your palms into the mat. Lift your elbows away from the ground. Big full breath in. And as you exhale, just press yourself back up. We're going to come kind of into a seat. We're coming into what's called deer pose. So I just want you to slide the right leg so that it's somewhat parallel to the right front edge of your mat. And then the left leg is going to bend open so it's parallel to the left edge of your mat. So you're making kind of like this star shape with your legs, like a broken star. And then just sit comfortably here. You can adjust the legs. They can be 90 degrees, they can be tighter, completely your choice. And then notice if you're like super, super rolled over onto the right hip, if you can shift the weight just a little bit to open into the left hip, go for it. Now, you can walk the hands directly over your right shin, and you're going to get a different kind of stretch. Or you can continue to breathe and kind of walk them across in the direction of your right knee, and then maybe even further to get a twist open through the back. So I'm just going to let you breathe here. Maybe you just fold forward over your right shin. Wherever you are, I want you just to take a few breaths, maybe just exploring with that movement to see what feels good. Keep your ankles flexed to protect your knees. Now inhale from wherever you are, slowly rise. And then just unwind the feet straight out front so that the soles of your feet are mat width apart. Hands come behind your hips and just drop the knees from side to side like a windshield wiper here. And then as you draw the knees back through center, we'll shift the weight. So now your left knee is going to come in parallel with the front edge of your mat. And your right leg, right shin lines up with the right edge of your mat. So again, if you're like super rolled over onto that left hip, come a little bit back through center. You're not going to be able to get both sit bones on the ground. Flex your ankles. Take a big breath in, and then again, you can kind of exhale just to fold either over the shin in the direction of the knee or a deeper twist towards the back. And maybe several breaths just in each spot, depending on how you feel on this left leg. And then inhale, slowly rise. And again, I just want you to unwind your feet out front, mat width apart. And again, just wring out this side, let the knees fall from side to side. And we'll roll all the way down to the back from here. Hug your knees into your chest, rock a bit. You can roll your ankles again if that would feel good. Now take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bring the soles of your feet together and wrap your hands around your feet. So you're in a reclined, bound angle. Your knees are going to be open wide. And I just want you to press your knees open as you press the feet together and then out into your hands to get this inner thigh stretch here. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, find a happy baby. So just take the outer edges of your feet now and just let the knees fall from side to side. You can rock a little bit. Take a breath in. As you exhale, release the feet and send them straight to the ceiling for a waterfall. Your knees can be bent, arms open by your side. Close down your eyes. Just a few breaths here. And take a breath in. As you exhale, hug your knees tight into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Catch opposite elbows. Draw your nose all the way up to your knees. Inhale, fill up with breath. And then exhale, complete release. Find Shavasana here. Let the feet fall open, palms open, easy breath. And on an inhale, bring awareness back into your body. Wiggle through fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. And if it would feel good, take a full body stretch. Reach the arms overhead and just breathe the entire length of your body. And then draw one knee in and then the other. Hug them into your chest. Rock just a bit before you settle to your right or your left side in a fetal position. And then use the strength of your arms to press yourself up to a seated position. Draw your hands through heart center. Close down your eyes. And take a deep, full breath into your heart space, again, filling up with all the gratitude. And then as you exhale, send that out. And one more deep cleansing breath, this time all the way down into the very pit of your belly. Fill up and then open up, just sigh that out. Draw your thumbs to forehead center. The divine light within me recognizes and honors the divine light within each of you. Namaste. All right, ladies.